Hello, beloved listeners, and welcome to Snake People at the Movies, film criticism by people who actually like film. Join us as we dive into movies we love, movies we respect, and movies we wish we could unsee. It's a podcast where we talk about growing up and living queer, nerdy, and depressed, online and at the cinema. From the kids who've been thinking about the hand flex from Pride and Prejudice 2005, since 2005, it's Sneople at the Movies. I'm Maddie.
I'm Helena.
And I'm Ezra.
So welcome back to the show. We are guestless this week. It's just the three of us. Sorry.
Oh.
I make absolutely no apologies. The three of us are exactly what you signed up for.
It's true. You dealt with 17 episodes of just us, and now it'll be 18 of them.
Nobody signed a contract, I want to reiterate, telling us, please make a podcast about movies. we have
a social contract.
Yeah. I mean, other than the fact that we had been talking about this podcast for how long before it actually happened? I mean, years, like multiple years.
Fair enough.
It was a website first. A peek behind the
yeah.
curtain. It was going to be a website first, and then like maybe a podcast or whatever. And then we had an opportunity to do just a podcast, and we were like, all right.
Yeah.
Absative.
And here we are. So, real quick, let's do a what we seen. So I rewatched, for me it was all rewatches more or less. Actually, that's absolutely a lie. I just realized it was half rewatches, half new things. So I rewatched Down with Love, which is the rom-com with Renee Zellweger and Ewan McGregor, which is just like heavily 60s and just fucking rules.
It's so exquisitely 60s.
Isn't David Hyde Pierce in that?
He is. He plays a straight man.
Doesn't he always?
It's very weird. There's literally a subplot where his love interest thinks that he's in love with Ewan McGregor. Like, that's one of the subplots.
Yep.
Oh, David Hyde Pierce.
It's great.
Doing the most.
He's like childhood friends with Ewan McGregor, who plays a character named Catcher Block. That's his fucking name. Anyway, it rules. I rewatched The Goonies, and that was one night. That was a double feature with two separate groups of people. Is I watched Down with Love, and then I went and watched The Goonies.
Okay, that's
perfect.
It was great.
Two great tastes that taste interesting one after another.
They taste fine together.
Oh, good.
Goonies is a longer movie than I thought it was, but I still had a really good time. It's very enjoyable still. And then I watched like 3 of the Lupin 3 movies in one day off, and that was great. And then Helen and I went to go see the Downton Abbey movie in theaters.
Yes, we did. That we were so annoying that the person sitting next to Maddie physically moved to the other side of his girlfriend.
To the other side of the person.
Oh my god.
We were whispering.
We weren't being that loud. We were reacting very profusely.
And we weren't saying that much even. Like,
no.
Get over it.
And also what we were saying was extremely good.
Also, we have a movie podcast, so we're funny.
True. I've never watched a single episode of Downton Abbey, but I have this really strong conviction that if it had come out when I was like 15, I would have been obsessed with it.
Oh, absolutely.
But because it came out like after I became a communist, I just was like,
yeah.
That was the issue with us watching it, is we spent the whole time being like, fuck monarchies though, right?
You're just like, fuck the monarchy and fuck rich people.
We won't get too deep into it, but it was like the politics of it, because the politics of it have always been so confused.
Well, that's because Julian Fellows is just like a weird Tory dickweed.
And also, like, like, the whole thing with Branson's character. So Branson, for those of you who have never watched Downton Abbey, Branson is played by Alan Leach. He's an Irish character who used to be the chauffeur for the Crawleys, and then he fell in love.
He's my fucking husband.
And he's my husband. And he fell in love with and married the youngest daughter who died tragically after childbirth. And so there's all this, like, weird stuff where they're like, the king and queen are coming. Aren't you going to kill them because you're an Irish revolutionary? And he was like, obviously I'm loyal to the people who are my family, even though I don't always agree with their politics. And you're like, okay, but you could be mad too, and it would be okay.
Also,
yeah, no.
He killed the queen. Come on, it would have been great.
he's like aggressively neutral.
Yeah,
At what
and it's
point,
like,
okay, spoilers for the fucking Downton Abbey movie. So like, don't listen for the next 2 minutes if you don't want a spoiler for the Downton Abbey movie. He stops the assassination of the fucking king by a different Irishman.
Yeah, because this
that's
one guy
the plot of the fucking Downton Abbey.
No, it's not.
No.
There's like 5 plots.
Oh, Jesus.
There's like 5 different plots. This is
so
just
many
happens to be
fucking
one of them. Yeah.
This is one of the plots.
This guy approaches him thinking that he can get him to like help him assassinate the king because he knows who he is, and he like leads him on, and they're all like, "Oh, Tom's going into secret meetings with this dude. Maybe he's leaning into his Irish ways." Is basically what they're doing. They're like worried that he's gonna like, fucking do some
maybe
shit.
Tom's gonna fucking kill somebody or whatever.
It's like Tom has never done anything wrong in his life ever. Fuck you. And then, yeah. It's not even like with Thomas where I would understand. It's like, oh, I hope Thomas doesn't do anything shady, because that's literally all he fucking does is fuck
And
shit
I love
up.
him anyway.
And I love him anyway and would die for him. It's like Tom is the best person. His politics.
Didn't he, like, get a boyfriend and then they killed off his boyfriend, like, in the show?
Oh, which one?
Oh, he has a new boyfriend
Which
now.
one, Ezra?
Did you not hear the part where I've never seen a single episode of Downton Abbey?
The question. I'm just trying to clarify because he has several potential boyfriends who all
didn't he
fail.
actually date a dude?
No.
Oh, really?
Oh, never.
No, it's fucking awful.
Not until this movie.
But he okay, but because I know that he macks on another dude in the trailer. Like the trailer is like, get over it now, everybody who like is using this as an escapist fantasy of having like the power to tell people what to do. Dudes kiss.
He's definitely macked on some dudes before and has had love interests, but he's never like, he's very, very repressed. Literally, he goes to a gay bar for the very first time in this movie and like actually,
and it gets fucking rated, by the way, which like
which we were like,
anyway,
this
he
is
gets
going
a boyfriend,
so well.
it's fine.
I
Yeah.
temporarily forgot when this movie was set and that it had to be like this. Anyway, Downton Abbey.
He ends up dating one of the valets of like in the king's service, and he gives Thomas like a medallion or something to be like, so when we're apart, like you'll have something to remember me by. It is pretty fucking cute.
Yeah,
actually,
besides
so.
the raid, it was very, very sweet, and it like his reaction to like stepping into a gay bar for the first time in his life was like amazing and completely relatable. So I love that actor.
Yes, Helen and I
much.
were reacting at the same time with him, like, oh my god, he's going to, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And I'm sure the like older straight couple on your side and the younger straight couple on my, I don't know if either of those couples were straight. That's not very fair of us.
I have my doubts about the couple on my left. I have I had a strong suspicion that we were sitting next to an older gay couple. I'm not 100% sure, but it could have been possible.
I didn't see them very well, so well, never mind. I realized as I was saying it, like, I don't know anything about those people's life, and that's not fair of me to assume. And look what it got me. So
I mean, we were just reacting.
Never make assumptions.
Very strongly. So
we were reacting very strongly.
We're like,
anyway, so we were class traders and saw Downton Abbey, but we only paid like $6, so it was fine.
Well, for the ticket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I got myself a mimosa like a fancy boy, and Helena made fun of me.
Well, yeah.
Honestly, like, I'm into it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
What else? What have you seen, Ezra?
I finished Carnival Row, which I had been watching, the Amazon Prime series Carnival Row, which I had been
Orlando
watching
Bloom?
with my roommate, which stars Orlando Bloom and Cara Delevingne. Orlando Bloom has aged very little. It's actually kind of disconcerting. He really doesn't look all that much older than he did in Pirates of the Caribbean, like actually almost
60.
2 decades ago.
Yep.
Good for him.
Yeah, which like good for him. It's I will say that Carnival Row was overall vastly more engaging than I was expecting it to be. Some of the writing was fairly clunky, but the world building was actually like very, like, drew me in. It helped. Cara Delevingne and Orlando Bloom have a lot of on-screen chemistry, which, like, if they didn't, the show would have been fucking unwatchable. It's like, I don't know if I would, like, like, I would recommend it with qualifications, which is, like, it's, if you go in with, like, fairly middling expectations, I think you'll have a good time. It needs some, like, pretty serious content warnings, some of which are spoilers, so that's one of those things where it's, like, if you, like, you should, if you need to, you should spoil yourself for this show. It's really fucking violent. Like, it's really gory, and, like, this is sometimes it was things where it was like, like, I like Hannibal, I can deal with this kind of gore, and other times it was like, oh god, can somebody please tell me when that's over? Yeah, also, there's a lot of fucking... There is a lot of fucking people get naked, like, a lot.
All right.
There's no, you don't see, you see, there's the nudity is reasonably equal opportunity, which is something that I just, like, I can't stop, like, analyzing anymore. You don't see any wangs, but you do definitely see, like, the very heavy suggestion of, like, pubic hair on women, which led to me and my roommate, like, speculating as to whether it was, like, real, a wig, or, like, CGI. So, like, anyway, Carnival Row, that's what I've been doing for, like, the last week and a half. It's pretty okay. Like, I love urban fantasy. This is basically, like, urban fantasy steampunk, and, like, there is like a deeply buried and trashy part of me that loves both of those things very, very much.
Z,
yeah.
Did you ever, I can't remember if this is you and Leia or you or Leia, you never got into Artemis Fowl, did you?
No, I mean, like, I read the first couple of Artemis Fowl books and I liked them a lot.
Okay, I don't think
Leia's read them.
With the urban fantasy thing, like the fairies with guns, basically.
Yeah.
I forgot they have fucking guns.
They have fucking guns. The other thing about Carnival Row is that it does fall into the trap a little bit of the thing where it's like, it's clearly about fantasy racism, and most of the people being oppressed by fantasy racism are white, but not everybody.
Yeah.
Like, it does a lot better than shows did, even, like, 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like, it is better. It is better.
We out here trying.
Yeah, we out here trying. It is better than I expected, but that is because my expectations for it were incredibly low.
Oh, that's good. So I'll probably enjoy that. Because my expectations for this show are on the ground. So.
Oh, yeah. If your expectations are on the ground, like, you will probably have a fairly good time. Just, like, and, like, Maddie, like, if you don't mind spoilers, I probably should give you a couple of content warnings.
Yeah, no, I don't care about that shit, so I would prefer that. So we can talk about that later.
Yeah. All right. So,
when I eventually stop watching Lupin 3, which will be never, so...
It's like me with a Critical Role. I was like, fuck, what am I going to do when I run out of Critical Role Campaign 1? And Leia just went, you're going to watch again from the beginning. And I was like, don't! Just oh my god! Like, it was so, like, immediate. And I was just like, oh god, why did I have to get dragged like this in my own home?
I know. So the show is, you're watching Critical Role, I'm watching Lupin 3, and Helena's acting.
But not anymore.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah. Hopefully not that long.
Yeah.
What have I watched?
Speaking of acting. I don't know why I said that.
We all out here performing, dude. But we're performing like society's expectations, bro.
Yeah, that's what it is. Oh god. Okay. I was gonna say.
Sorry.
I also watched Downton Abbey. Also, we didn't put ourselves on blast for fucking crying during the exact same scene in the fucking Downton Abbey movie.
Okay.
Which I think we need to do.
Fair,
yes.
It's very sad.
Okay.
At least one of us is a little more sensitive to that kind of things right now.
Yes, this is true. I just wanted to put us on blast for a little bit because it was still the Downton Abbey movie, and it was still both of us at the same time in theaters. And you looking over at seeing like, oh man, I'm really embarrassed that I cried during the Downton Abbey movie, and seeing me wipe away a single tear from my face and being like, oh, it's fine.
Yep.
That was the experience.
Yeah.
I also saw Horror Express, as some of you may know.
Yeah, so
we all in fact saw Horror Express.
Mm-hmm.
We just had the Infinity Break showcase. I think it is just wrapping up now, actually. Where the network that we are on did a 2-day showcase of all kind of the best and brightest of our network. We were on it for some fucking reason. I don't know. And you should be able to watch it later. I'll post something on the Twitter about places where you can watch like the backlog. But the three of us watched 1970. Did we decide 73 or 72? My memory is shit. 72. It was a horror movie called Horror Express with Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing, and it was a delight. We like Mystery Science Theater 3000 it, where we commentated as we watched it for the first time, and it was fun. So I'll post links when we were able to go back and watch it. You guys can watch us do that.
It is in the same it is in the backlog already. It happens to just be in the same stream as the pirate RPG that we did beforehand. So the first like 2.5 hours are like the pirate thing, and then after that is Horror Express.
I mean, you could just sit down for the whole thing, because the three of us plus friend of the show, Madeline, and friend producer friend. He's producer friend, not friend producer. That's wrong. Producer friend
Friend
Ben.
producer!
Anyway, producer friend Ben, none of whom know how to play Pathfinder, playing a pirate-themed Pathfinder one-shot.
It was super. I know how to halfway play Pathfinder, but the problem is I didn't make my own character, so I showed up. I got invited in like an hour before, and someone else had made a character and had to bow out. So I showed up. I knew how to play Pathfinder somewhat, but I didn't know my character. And everybody else was playing for the first time ever. So it was really fun. So we had a really good time.
What? It slaps. You should watch that too.
Yeah, and we did some good shit. So if you want more Sneople content, there's some video stuff that you can watch too, and I'll post some links to that. But
oh god, put some names and voices to faces. That's wild.
That's right. Yeah. Maybe there's people who listen to the show who don't know what we look like.
Ooh.
Tweet at Sneople_steak or people_steak and tell us what you think we look like.
No, please do not do that. I also watched Howard's End, which I just finished literally tonight while I was waiting for y'all to get food.
God, I love that movie.
I'm gay for Emma Thompson. She is beautiful and she's my wife. That's my song about Emma Thompson. I love her.
It's good. I liked it.
My ideal woman,
which we will talk about when we get to the topic. I think that's probably a good transition.
That's a good segue. Yeah. So this week on Sneople at the Movies, we're talking about period films. I mean, we're talking about period films where I think we are sort of mostly talking about what you might call costume dramas, because
when you think of a period of film, like a traditional, oh, I'm sorry, I just like totally
no, go
you.
for it.
Like when I feel like the average consumer, when you say period drama, we are going to be discussing what I think most people probably think of right away, which is like usually takes place in England, somewhere between like the 17th and 19th centuries, like getting into the early 20th century.
Yeah.
Big dresses.
Pretty much Renaissance to Edwardian.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like Pride and Prejudice ass shit is what we're talking about.
Merchant Ivory films, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Literary adaptations. What I have heard referred to as heritage films sometimes. Like just like specifically for European movies, like there's a like French heritage films and English heritage films apparently that were referring to a specific kind of like costume drama that's like nostalgic for when we were quote unquote great. Like,
yeah,
sidebar, when you were not.
when we had the ability to steal all of the resources and capital we wanted from our colonies, and also before we bombed each other fucking flat in World War II. Mm-hmm. I mean, kind of World War I, honestly. Like, it's
right.
They are usually, it pretty much, I would say that the heritage film ends with, as so many other things, with World War I.
Yeah, especially for Britain. I think that's kind of like, boop, ending there.
I would imagine for, I mean, I've not...
And for France, too, I mean.
Yeah. God, I want to know, how do I sign up for, like, a class on, like, German, like depictions of pre-World War I Germany and German film?
Oh, there's gotta be a lot there, and I have absolutely no clue where to start.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. Sorry, my brain just... I'm in my one college class right now is, like, research. It's, like baby research methods class, and we have to do, like, a research project on a topic, which, of course, means that my brain has gone off in 17 different directions at once. And now I was just like, ooh, what if and it's like, no.
Stop.
Do not.
It's because
you can only have one topic.
So much of, like, the big artistic movements of the 20th century that have influenced fucking everything were out of World War I. Like, when I think of, like, I mean, this sidebar for a little bit, kind of a tangent, but when I think of, like, German films, early German films, even, like, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, which is, like, a silent film from, like, the 1920-something, I want to say. Yeah. Like, even that is already heavily expressionistic, and, like, that's what Germany is, and, like, The Third Man, which is, like, in Austria, looks like that, and it's all, like, shadows and jagged set pieces, and everybody's like, I don't know if I can trust anybody, and you're like, yeah.
Well, I mean, the because, of course, like, film as a medium has only, like, film as a storytelling medium has only functionally existed since after World War I.
Right. Like, there was happening before, but not in a big, not as in a big way. It was very experimental beforehand.
Film as a long form storytelling medium.
Yeah.
Is how I'm going to qualify that one. Like, the idea of, and it's so it's just like these are all, we're talking about movies that are made about a time before there were movies.
Yeah. But this is a tangent-ish away from costume dramas. Sort of, kind of. I don't know.
Where are you going, Helena?
No, that was what the tangent, that's what they were previously talking about. I wasn't making a new one.
Oh, no, okay. I mean, I'm still talking about, like what we're defining our topic. Like, this is, because I mean, the concept of, like, period films can mean anything.
Yeah.
Like, as in like any film that, like, is tied to a specific time period that is not now.
Right. As emphasized by the length of our Google Doc that we have created.
Yeah, well, you know, this is, I'm sorry. Did you start listening to this podcast because we didn't have way too many fucking opinions on literally everything?
We're literally that fucking gif from Parks and Rec where I'm the one who's like, I don't have that many opinions, and you guys are like, you have opinions on pockets, and I'm like, listen to me. But that's just us about literally everything.
God, it's true.
Don't talk to me from pockets.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kick this off. Yes. With a question. Two questions. One, why do we personally like movies like this? And two, why do we think they're so popular?
Okay, well, I can answer the first one real easy. A bitch loves costumes. Next.
I mean, yes, a bitch loves costumes. Like, that is, that's definitely a hard same for me,
I don't know.
Bro.
I think another part of it for me, too, is so many of those, especially the ones that are, like, romance-focused, like North and South and Pride and Prejudice and things like that, are all about, like, the building of a relationship through minutia.
Yeah.
Everything is very subtle, and everything is very, like, every motion, every emotion is very little until suddenly it is not. And that, I like that kind of thing. Yeah. I can't explain or say much about it, but I like... So it's very intimate and very personal.
Me too. I was thinking about that. I love it. With actually just Howard's End last night, and like all Merchant Ivory films really, but which is actually interestingly the same kind of feeling that I get when watching a movie like Moonlight, and other like soft tender movies where like everything is very, I mean, Pride and Prejudice can also be a bombastic when it wants to, in like a great way, and kind of show off a little bit, but it's also like they're very tender and very soft and very subtle in everything that they're doing, and I think that's just kind of the style of that particular like director-writer partnership of Merchant Ivory, but that's also how I feel about Moonlight as well. Like that has the same kind of vibe, and I agree. I also really like movies that do that.
It is very much like everything is very little and very close until it is not.
Yeah.
Until we literally cannot hold back anymore because of the force of our emotion propelling us forward.
Can I talk about a moment in Pride and Prejudice before I forget?
Yes.
Which is like just what you're talking about, which is I can't remember which ball it is, but it's somewhere in the halfway point in the movie that's just a one shot that follows her throughout the house, and it's like there's a point where it's really brilliant just in general, but there's a point where she's walking through this hallway or something, and Darcy like appears behind her, and he's like, you can just see him Christ. Like not like suddenly, but you can see him like walking in the background and seeing her and like physically making the decision to turn away because he can't talk to her and he can't make himself speak to her. And this is like, I think before, I can't remember if this is before or after he is like, I'm in love with you.
I'm
like that.
Just like, but I'm like,
just like that.
So bad,
but I'm like mad about it. Yeah,
I hate the fact that you're poor, but I love you.
Oh, me.
It's so good. It's an amazing scene, and I just there's so many like little tiny things from everyone in the one shot, and I'm so gay for one shots in general, and that one is just so amazing.
Aren't we all?
This fucking podcast is gay for long takes.
Please, if anybody has Pride and Prejudice available and you're listening to this, go and watch it right now immediately. Thank you.
Yeah,
finish our podcast and then go listen to that.
Yes, do that first.
This is it. I love these movies because, like, the especially the ones where it's all about the little tiny things, because it feels like you get to watch two people fall in love with the details of one another.
Yeah,
which is like so like what a wonderfully, I mean, like what a wonderfully romantic notion where it's like if you society only lets you have this like incredibly limited contact with someone, so you end up obsessing over the way they hold their teacup or their like the particular sound that their laugh has when you finally make them like laugh in a way that's not necessarily super socially appropriate. Like it is that like you end up surviving on scraps of this person, and it just makes you want more.
Ezra, I think you've hit on why gay period pieces are especially brutal in that way, and why Maurice, because that's just what being gay is like all the time. And then double that with like also being in an extremely repressed culture.
Everybody, I know you've all seen it. Everybody, please think about that one scene in Maurice where he's sitting in the chair and Clive is like kind of like sitting on the floor and is like kind of flopped against his knees.
Oh my god.
And they're just like, it's just every single like pixel of every frame of that is just so charged, and like nothing's happening.
Well,
like they're fully like nothing's happening, but everything's happening.
There's a moment in that movie where literally they fix each other's cufflinks, and I was like,
and you're just like you can't breathe, and all they're doing all they're doing is fixing each other's cufflinks, but it's the single most like charged thing ever. Yeah,
you're like, oh god, please, no.
And it's like the one of the wonderful things about film is close-ups. You can see like you can't, there's like hardly any other medium where you can see Matthew McFadden flex his hand after he gets to help Keira Knightley as Elizabeth Bennet into the carriage, and it's the first time they've ever touched.
I can't believe that
And
Matthew
you
McFadden
die.
Single-handedly saved Jane Austen adaptations. He did it. There are many good Jane Austen adaptations in media, but Matthew McFadden single-handedly in his decision to
The
do
hand
that saved
flex
them all.
saved us.
Just the hand,
And you.
as a
the hand
generation.
flex made me who I am is also definitely a part of it. Well, and it, it's also these movies can be very talky, but a lot of times, because they're very much about you can't say how you're feeling, but you can do whatever you want with your face. You have a lot of takes where actors have a lot of time to have a lot of different emotions happen, and their performances get to breathe a little more.
Mm-hmm.
The pacing of them is often a little bit less it's more kind of adagio or an andante kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Now I'm just
I'm broken. I've broken myself.
I never don't want to watch Maurice, but I especially want to watch Maurice right this fucking second.
I know. It was even hard watching Howard's End because, if you couldn't tell already, Howard's End was directed by the same people who directed Maurice. It's also adapted from a book that was written by the same author. And also James Wilby, who plays Maurice, is in Howard's End, playing a completely different type of character. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this makes me sad because he's such a dick in this movie, and I can't like him. But
man, James Wilby just
he's so good.
He also he has a sort of timeless look. Last episode we talked about the fact that Garrett Hedlund just incontrovertibly looks like he knows what an iPhone is. He has pre-ordered the iPhone 18 and you cannot convince any of us otherwise.
Yeah.
I just, one of the things that's important, I think, for period films is you just gotta find a way to style people so that they can believably look like they don't know what a fucking iPhone is. Yeah,
which they do very well. There's not a single person in Howard's End who I'm it's Helena Bonham Carter, Anthony Hopkins, James Wilby, Emma Thompson, who is just ethereal at all times and always looks like she belongs everywhere, including my heart.
Yeah, if you can't tell, this podcast is just extremely
is just love
gay for Emma Thompson.
God,
dear Emma Thompson, you have a strong following amongst 20-something queers in the U.S.
I think that was jumping back quickly and then leaping ahead again. That's one of the reasons for me, I think, why I watched a lot of period pieces growing up, or not a lot, but more than usual, because a lot of the actors that I was really into, or that my parents really into, just happened to do a lot of those types of movies, and a lot of Emma Thompson. It was just Emma Thompson. Yeah,
movies. I mean, I went on a Jeremy Irons kick of all things when I was in high school. Look, I don't.
We've all made that. No, it's okay. We've all made that mistake when we were in high school.
There was just a period of my life where I really wanted to fuck Jeremy Irons. I'm not proud of it, but it was there.
It's been spoken.
Whatever. Did
you put the hand flex gif in the... Oh my god.
Yes, they did. I've been staring at it for the past 15 seconds.
How have you been living?
Hypnotized.
Who's the gif putter in the documenter now?
At least mine's not big as fuck.
It's pretty big. Anyway, continue.
Yours always the big half a page. Okay, anyway.
This is revenge, Helena, and it is.
It is.
Fair
and
enough.
I do feel good about it.
Fair enough.
God, I just it's such a that movie came out almost 15 years ago, and you still just go the hand flex for Pride and Prejudice, and people are like, ah!
Universal sign of trust.
Yeah, man, that's when we say poetic cinema, that's what we fucking
literally the hand flicks of Prejudice 2005 is what we've been basing poetic cinema on.
It is true.
Newsflash.
I'm so glad that my nephew will never have to live in a world where the hand flex doesn't exist.
What a lucky bastard.
Anyway. I'm sorry.
God, where were we?
I literally, it's gone. Like the thread of that, it's just totally gone.
Fucking derailed us.
I'm sorry. Well, first of all, real quick before we get a little bit further in, I just want to make a note that's like, we are very aware that like there's a super wide variety of period dramas. We were talking about like, can period dramas be other things? The answer is like absolutely yes. And like we are aware that we're focusing on a particular kind of period drama that's like super European centric and super white and like, you know, I'd like to go deeper into other ones at some point, but for the purpose of we only have like an hour and a half to do an episode.
Yeah,
we're just going to focus on those for right now.
There will be other episodes of this podcast, yes. And I would love to talk about, like, non-English language period pieces, like, yes. Period films from majority non-white cultures. Like, there's a million different subjects that I super want to dive into. We also just kind of, like, we didn't want this to be, like, a 10,000 feet, like, level overview episode. We definitely wanted to kind of dig into some specifics.
And that's the podcast, everybody.
And good show. Part of that is because I was like, is Gladiator a period drama? And Helena said yes, so...
Of course,
yeah.
The fact that I'm not talking about Gladiator right now is...
Because Gladiator is a period piece, but it's not a costume drama, it's a swords and sandals epic, which is a different subgenre.
Sword and sandals.
That's right.
Two things that they have in that movie.
Yeah,
that's the only two things they have in that movie.
The only two props.
I mean, yeah, they just yes, Gladiator, the movie where they beat each other to death with their sandals.
Yep.
Like
that's why it was so fucking hard back then, man. There were no swords or anything. Just sandals.
Sandals. God damn it.
This isn't anything.
I'm just letting you keep talking and, you can dig yourself into a hole.
A hole in the sand, do you say?
Well, yeah. Yikes. And there are also, like, which is, like, also different from, like, this is a weird one where, like, I think that costume dramas fundamentally start with the Renaissance because... there are medieval costume dramas, but there's also medieval, like, I don't have a good word for this, but it's like whatever the fuck King Arthur Legend of the Sword is. I mean, besides like
it's
a
Maddie
delight.
What's the name for that? I can't even.
I have no idea. Like I can't.
Well, it's also like magic.
It's a Guy
like,
Ritchie film. That's what.
It's a Guy Ritchie movie. Wait, didn't we determine that that's somehow like it's not a Guy Ritchie movie, but it's spiritually a Guy Ritchie movie?
No, that's Robin Hood.
No, that's yeah.
Okay.
The one that always is very similar to King Arthur. And then you found out it's a different fucking director, and it would have been better if Guy Ritchie had done it, but he didn't.
Because he was too busy directing fucking Aladdin, which he should never have been allowed to touch.
Which he shouldn't have done!
He should not have fucking done it.
He should just be doing Sherlock Holmes 3, and that's that on that. Anyway.
But he's not... It's being directed by the guy who directed Rocket Man.
Oh, yeah, so we've decided that it will probably be pretty good.
Yeah.
I recall.
Yes. It'll be fine. It'll all be good.
I was thinking about also, God, you know what I was also thinking about that were like, weird kind of outliers that I would kind of also call, like, they fit the kind of costume drama, like, vibe while not fitting the time period. Is the Robin Hood that they made with Russell Crowe, which yes I saw and fuck you I liked.
Yes.
Kate Blanchett is in that. Also, like Russell Crowe and Kate Blanchett are like of an appropriate age to be love interests, which was just refreshing.
You know who else is in that movie?
Who?
Matthew McFadden.
Yeah, Matthew
Wild.
McFadden is in that movie. Also, Kingdom of Heaven.
Oh yes,
Kingdom of Heaven.
Which
Ezra, who's in that movie?
Love. Oh, a whole bunch of people.
David Thewlis.
Yeah, don't at me. Okay, yeah, I don't know if it's come up on this podcast before, but before we started recording, I was complaining about the fact that when I was in high school, I rented and watched, or not rented, I got out of the library, like I checked out of the library and watched Restoration from the movie from 1995, because it had David Thewlis in it, because I had a phase, and now the running joke is that, like, and in that movie, he plays Robert Downey Jr.'s best friend who's a doctor, and, like, the center of the Venn diagram of Ezra Catnip is doctor and played by David Thewlis, so, you know. I just, my favorite character, like, my preferred character type fundamentally is, like, sad but loyal bastards. I can't help it.
We love him.
We do love them. It's true. Anyway, Kingdom of Heaven also has fucking Orlando Bloom.
Orlando Bloom.
And but Eva Green.
Yes.
Eva Green is in that
and
movie.
Eva Green.
Eva Green is in that movie, and Edward Norton is the
What the
king
fuck?
of
What?
Yeah, under the king with the mask, the one who has leprosy. That's Edward Norton.
That's
He's
Edward
uncredited.
Norton?
Yeah.
What?
Yes. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh
I
my
swear
God,
to God,
it's
I'm gonna go like
10,000 years since I've seen that
Edward
movie.
Norton Kingdom of Heaven.
It has been a very long time since I've seen that movie.
Oh, you know what's another amazing, exquisite period piece that stars Edward Norton is
What?
Have either of you ever seen The Painted Veil?
No, I have
No,
not.
not
I
yet.
have heard a decent amount about it, but I've never seen it.
Okay, so you should, everybody listening to this podcast, and the two of you, you should go watch The Painted Veil, which stars Edward Norton and Naomi Watts. It is an adaptation of a short story by... Gonna look this up for 1 second. I want to say that it's W. Somerset Maugham, or however you say that guy's name. It's about a fucking doctor. It's about these, like, this guy is, anyway, it's like these two people who, he's a doctor, they're like, he takes her away from her, like, extremely boring family, but they're, like, not actually that well suited to one another. They go to China, and then she cheats on him, and then he, as revenge, he, like, drags both of them out to, like, the Chinese hinterlands to go deal with the cholera epidemic. It's one of those movies where it's, like, everything's very subtle. There's a lot of, like, people staring at each other. It's all about the little tiny details amongst these, like, gorgeous landscapes. And anyway,
Yes.
It breaks my fucking heart. It's one of my favorite fucking movies, and, like, it flopped and nobody watched it, and it's a total fucking travesty. Anyway, yeah. Actually, it didn't do that bad. Oh, yeah. Helena's going to bed. That means we get to talk about North and South.
Hey,
The mods are asleep. Talk about North and South.
I love North and South.
I know.
I'm offended that...
I mean, you can stick around for 10
I'm
minutes
not.
while we talk about it, and then we'll just keep talking about it after you go to bed, because we will still have more things to say. I will say that the Google Doc has a bullet point that says, "Why do I only love MF couples in period films?" Which is, like, not strictly true, but
Partially true.
Many of my favorite, like, you know, like the last time I made a, like, top 10 MF couples in fiction list, two different couples were from Lord of the Rings, which whoops.
Okay, but everyone in Lord of the Rings is a wife guy, and that's my only MF ship. It's like, if the dude is not a wife guy, I don't care.
Wow, I've
that's
missed
so
a good
true.
chunk of that conversation.
Hell no. Agree or disagree, if a dude and a lady are in a relationship in a fictional thing, if the dude is not the kind of guy who's at a party without his wife saying, I wish my wife was here, it's not worth your time, right?
There are too many negatives in that sentence for me to follow with what you were trying to say, but yes,
okay.
Functionally,
Just say
I
yes.
agree with you. Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
Helena, you only love MF couples when the guy is a wife guy.
Sure. I mean, I like it when they solve the crime together. That's my only stipulation.
But those guys are always wife guys, so it works out.
I know it. So maybe yes, I guess I do agree.
Yeah. So my joke was going to be that it's because pining is inherently gay and period films are mostly based on pining. Which like is
You're
true.
right.
And like
Yes,
I'm
you're
not
right.
going to lie, part of it, at least part of it, is that many period films can be sensually or sexually charged without people having to take their clothes off immediately. And like, I don't know if I'm just like a prude or whatever, but as a general rule, I remain fairly uninterested in watching people fuck as part of movies. I often feel like it doesn't tell me anything that their previous interactions haven't told me.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, man, like, if I wanted to look at naked people, like, you know, Avenue Q Boys, the internet is really, really great for porn. Just, you know, like, to be brutally honest about it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I feel like part of it is it very rarely, it's not adding anything to have a sex scene. You know, like maybe if something happens in the sex scene, I think there can be. I think a lot of times it does not, but I'm sure Helena will.
Well, no, unless like I was agreeing with Ezra, like unless like you're saying the previous interactions that they have had have built up to the point where you want them to have some kind of interaction of that kind, just so they can like get that out of the way for them in their relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But there are a lot of times, like, because the interactions are so socially circumscribed, like the big damn kiss does everything that you need it to do. Without anybody having to, if you get a lot more mileage out of a little bit of like dishabille or like it allows you to do more with less, which just I enjoy that style of storytelling. But I will say this is a sort of slightly offbeat exception to that rule, which is when they bang in Crimson Peak.
Oh yeah,
I'm just saying that particular sex scene is filmed in such a way that it does tell you a lot about the characters involved. I mean, and like also who doesn't want to look at Tom Hiddleston's butt? Very few people. But like
it does add something.
It does add something, and also incidentally, like you see his butt, but not her butt, which is like kind of cool because that's not usually the way that it goes. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Besides, like once you know enough about historical dress to know that when you're seeing a dude in just his shirt, like that's the same piece of fabric that's touching his balls, like. Men appearing without their coats becomes way more, like, it tells you way more.
I always forget that fact, and every time you tell me, it just fucking gets me. I'm blindsided by it every time. And you told me for the first time when we were watching fucking, last Halloween, when we were watching, God, what the fuck?
What were we watching?
The Johnny Depp movie. That's like the last movie he was in before he like disappeared from cultural consciousness.
Oh,
Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow.
The last that was like what?
No, he stopped existing after Sleepy Hollow.
That was before Pirates of the Caribbean, Maddie.
Oh, was it? Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. That was not me. That was not me shunning Pirates of the Caribbean. That was me forgetting that movie happened before.
That's fair. After Pirates of the Caribbean, he did in fact cease to exist.
Yeah, he stopped existing and he died. Yeah. Anyway, God.
I feel like I can't just let this hang. Like, I feel like I have to. So I have to elaborate, Maddie. You can cut this if you want.
Yeah, that's fine.
The thing is that for a chunk of the history of like men's like Western dress, like you weren't wearing separate linen like drawers. There were no undies. So a lot of times what you would do is like the shirt, that the like actual like linen shirt was like kind of like mid-thigh length. You would take the tails of it and just like tuck it like front and back under the like in between your legs and then just put your pants on.
God, I can't.
So like when a dude's like if you
Dudes
see
around
if
here
you
wearing bodysuits.
yeah, like if you see it, you see those dudes in those movies, and it's like they're usually their clothing is like there's like breeches, a shirt, a waistcoat, like a cravat, and then a coat, and like they'll take their coat, like the outer coat off, but like and like be like, oh yeah, like you're wearing your waistcoat and your like neck cloth thing. If you take those two off, like you are in the presence of a woman who is not your wife, and she's like just seeing the whole shirt that's touching your nads, and it's like a big deal.
God, my least favorite thing you've ever told me. I
So,
know too much about so many men right now that I haven't ever met, and I hate it.
You know that you see them in shirts that were also touching their balls?
Yeah.
They probably even weren't, because they were like period pieces made in modern times. They're probably wearing underwear.
Oh yeah, like
No, I know
like
that
I'm
they
not
are
saying
in period pieces, but I'm just thinking about this very salient fact and how fucked up, like, all contemporary
about
dress
historical
any given time
men.
is.
Oh, are you
Okay,
just? Oh
yeah.
God, what are you just thinking about? Like Thomas Jefferson? Like,
No, specifically,
No!
I wasn't, but now I am. Thank you.
sorry.
Oh, I gotta die before leave. This is actually a good time for me
just
to
gonna
die
die.
and leave.
And Helena's gone.
So unfortunately, I
Forever.
drove Helena off of the podcast.
No,
She's never coming back.
I'm never.
This
coming
is the
back.
Maddie and Ezra show
I'm gonna
now.
spend the rest of my life just like looking at gift sets of Maurice on my Tumblr.
Hey, let's talk about women's clothing instead, because I want to talk about.
Let's talk about costumes.
Yeah, exactly.
Helena's
Have
leaving, so
fun.
now we can talk about costumes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, will do. Oh, this is from my Tumblr. Interesting.
Yes, I am very carefully clicking through these gifs, and it is killing me. And I am dead,
Yeah.
Oh,
in
yeah.
case anybody
I
asks.
put some cufflinks. Yep, there they are. The cufflinks.
Oh,
and
God.
touching and the.
I just, yeah. No, it's just, it's, yeah, so I'm sorry, listeners, we just all got fucking distracted by this one scene in Maurice, which is just, like...
Brutal.
It's brutal. It's these two young men who, like, are so painfully into each other and, like, have absolutely no idea. Like, they're terrified, and they also have, like, absolutely no idea how to, like, actually go about, like, touching one another. So they're just, like, it's like watching people touch, like, impossibly fragile, like, tiny glass sculptures, but it's each other, and I'm dead.
Being gay is agony.
Yeah,
So let's talk about costumes.
Yeah, so let's talk about pretty clothes, which, like, I think, I mean, and a totally unabashed and wonderful part of the appeal of the period piece is that pretty dresses.
Honestly, the different patterns of fabrics, the different weights of fabrics, there's so many, like, moving parts in all of those costumes, but they all are moving well together for the most part.
Yeah.
Everything has a great weight and everything shifts super well. It's so nice. And with the costume drama specifically, obviously it's a costume drama. Those outfits are setting the time and the place. You see somebody in one of those fucking dresses walk across a lawn, you know exactly where you are and you know exactly when you are.
Yeah, and like the things that you can do with like specific outfits become iconic because like the art will become like so like super recognizable sometimes, which like this is not quite the right time period, but the one that always comes to mind for me is the green dress in Atonement, which like is if you've never seen it, Keira Knightley has this, and that's the 1930s, like, so it's not exactly what we're talking about, but it's the same vibe. It's this just emerald green silk dress, and it is just like fixed in my memory for like all time because I associate it with these incredibly powerful scenes from this specific movie. But like or like the visual of Darcy in the rain in the 2005 Pride and Prejudice.
We're thinking about literally the same scene.
God,
I was
why
thinking
do we
about
just have the same brain?
One brain. But I'm thinking about her once again, Keira Knightley. She's wearing like a very thin. It almost looks like a shift, and no, it's not. She's like definitely wearing like a dress, but because of the time period, it's. I just had a flashback to all my history of costume classes.
Those Regency muslin.
Yes, it's
ones.
Like Greek inspired vaguely, so it's very thin. Her in that, and him in that like dark coat. And they're both like sopping wet in that like big fucking gazebo. Like, I don't remember very much about a lot of scenes for that movie because it's been at least 10 years since I've seen it, probably. But I could pull that scene up, no problem.
Yeah. And yeah, like you use, I mean, obviously as with any form of costuming, like you can use it to tell people so much about the character.
I was thinking like even for the dudes, because the dudes are often wearing very, and I could go into why this happened, but I'm not going to. A lot of the dudes are wearing very similar outfits. Like some of them are going to be different colors, but it's a very similar styling, you know? But the way they wear different pieces defines their characters, you know? Like you can tell different things about them by like the way their cravat is tied, or the way they have their coat buttoned, or, you know, like the patterns are all going to be relatively similar, and the colors are all pretty similar, but like one of them is wearing a slightly different, brighter shade. You know, it's like even those little those little teeny differences like add up, and they still set a character pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the other really just fun and funky thing is how like period pieces can cover the same period of history, but based on when the film was made, can have really different aesthetic sensibilities. Like, yeah, because they sort of are unavoidably, you're looking at the same decade of in the same place through a very different lens in 1973 than you are in 2003.
Right. Like, specifically, like Horror Express, that movie that we saw. I was thinking about how it takes place in 1906, but it was filmed in the 70s. So all the women look extremely the 70s. They have, like, blue eyeshadow and shit. They all look like Star Trek extras.
Yeah, it's just real fun. And like, the need to have, like, people still, like, especially because you're dealing with like very famous and like very attractive actors, like they still got to be sexy, like by the standards of whenever the movie is being made. And so sometimes you just get kind of like especially with the way, or like even things like the amount of, like, say, like, body or facial hair on men. Like, nobody was waxing their chest in 1760. I mean, I don't think they were.
Probably not.
Probably
no.
not. I'm pretty sure men weren't waxing their chests in 1760. But, like, because, like, right now, the fashion is for men to be hairless, you will see sometimes, like, it's not all of them, but there's definitely, like, some period films you're like, you know, the dude, like, whips his shirt off, and I'm like, and because this is so dumb, like, this is just something that I can't make my brain stop cataloging, is, like, if I see the same actor take his shirt off in a bunch of different things, I will start to make a note of when he has
When they make
chest
him
hair
wax or
and
not.
yes.
Sorry, I just had the horrible realization that in the first Captain America movie, and they bring Steve out, and he looks like he's been dipped in olive oil, he should for sure have hair on his chest, right? Like, he should not be that sleek. He should not look like a baby dolphin fresh out of the ocean.
Yeah, no, that is completely about the aesthetic sensibilities of 2000, whenever that movie came out.
And also because I feel like freshly oiling a man who has chest hair is probably, like, kind of an awkward scenario.
I mean, yeah,
and it wouldn't have been quite
like,
as impressive.
That takes a hard left turn into 70s pornography, which, like, none of us really want to go down that road.
No, I think they were probably trying to avoid that for Captain America: The First Avenger.
Yeah. But, like, I'm always so glad that, like, no matter what movie they put Aiden Turner in, I have never seen that man without, like, his normal allocation of chest hair, which is a lot, and I'm like, it would really suck if they were like, no, you have to remove all of that.
It's probably in his contract that you can't do that to him.
He's just like, Jesus fucking Christ, I'm not waxing my chest, I'm just not doing it.
God. Remember when they made him shave for The Hobbit? That was fucked up.
Oh, yeah, remember when Mr. Aiden, you look away, like, I don't grow a 5 o'clock shadow, I have, like, a 3 o'clock full beard, was, like, the only one who didn't have a beard.
Fucked up.
Like, what the fuck?
He didn't look like Aiden Turner.
No, he didn't at all. Anyway. This is, that specifically is brought to you by the fact that, Twitter keeps doing, like, when I get on Twitter on Sunday nights, it's like, remember, Poldark is on PBS. I'm like, oh, fuck, I watched the first season of Poldark, which I'm gonna use to segue into the mostly very British phenomenon of the costume drama miniseries.
Yeah.
Which is...
There's some good ones.
There's some really fucking good ones. Like, for instance, the Pride and Prejudice miniseries, which is great. And the one 95? That Maddie and I have... Yeah, the 95 one. And the one that Maddie and I have been waiting to talk about.
North and South. North
and South.
Richard Armitage plays...
And Daniela Denby Ash.
Yes. If you've never read North and South... I don't want to talk about it too much because I genuinely want everybody to go fucking watch North and South.
God, that's true. North and South has...
How many episodes did it have? It was like 5?
Yeah, I think it's 5 parts. North and South is a little bit...
It had 4. My apologies.
Some people... I don't know. You could describe it as having... some plot beats in common with Pride and Prejudice, but also being a social commentary novel about the beginning of, about, like, the beginnings of the mass industrial revolution.
Yes. There's a lot of similar, like, yearning, like, I'm in love with you and I'm too, like, mad and repressed to say anything about it, of, like, the Pride and Prejudice stuff. While also being about fucking labor rights.
Yeah, it's about two people who have a lot of potential, like, romantic potential, but they like really piss each other off, but in terms of their, like, very securely held like beliefs about how society should work.
They're also from two different parts of the country, which is where she moves from the south part of England to the north part of England. Because there's a house involved. They have to move for the house. I don't quite remember.
Margaret Hale's father is a Church of England clergyman who leaves the church over a disagreement about theology, and moves his family north to one of the sort of new industrial towns in the north of England, in order to set himself up as like a tutor, and just like a general, like someone who is educated, who can like who would teach your sons how to like converse, you know, how to be like educated like gentlemen, because he, you know, has a university education and stuff. And the best thing about North and South, one of the best things about North and South, one of my favorite things about North and South is that the main character, like Margaret Hale,
my wife Margaret Hale, like she makes decisions for herself based on her own moral and religious convictions, and like those things drive the plot. Mm-hmm.
And also just, it's exceptionally fucking good. Like, I cannot even, God, everything, I'm obsessed with this miniseries. Like, I cry every time I watch it.
Oh, the end is like just so, it's like, it's so good. It's so satisfying when you get to the very fucking end.
So satisfying.
And you're like, laying on the ground screaming into the carpet, just like, of emotion.
Yeah.
So many emotion.
Richard Armitage spends this whole miniseries walking this beautiful line between being like severe and cold and self-contained, while also looking at his love interest like the sun shines out her ass every time he thinks she's not looking at him.
And she's never actually looking at him because she doesn't fucking get. She's like, he's such a chode, and he's like, yes, I am, and also I'm just so fucking in love with you.
And like it's, and like she just like, she claws so much agency out of a world that doesn't want to give her any.
Yes, absolutely.
But in a way that never, because I mean the fucking novel that it was based on was written in the 1860s. Like, it never feels like a sort of like, it doesn't feel like a feminist rewrite of history. It just feels like an authentic story about an exceptional woman.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got fucking fascinating class politics and kick-ass music, and everyone in it is really
great
attractive.
Cinematography. Yes, everybody in it is beautiful.
Oh boy, Richard Armitage and those cravats, boy I die.
Boy I die. I have to find this gift set and I'll send it to you. It's just like every time I look at it, it's just fucking agonizing.
And like, it is populated entirely by people who believably do not know what an iPhone is.
Yeah, nobody in North and South knows what a portable phone is.
Yeah, like, at all.
They haven't even seen the bricks yet.
Like, which is just, I hate that this has become, but it's like, it's such a...
It's really important.
It is
the problem.
And like I don't know, it's just like, it's sort of it is my new favorite way to articulate like a kind of unquantifiable thing. And I feel like this is something that I want to put out there. Like, there are definitely people who are like, oh, like, we can't have people of color in these period pieces, like, it's not accurate. I just want to say, like, the idea of not knowing what an iPhone looks like has nothing to do with being white. Chiwetel Ejiofor one, looks...
has never seen an iPhone.
Like, you could tell me that the man has never seen an iPhone and I would believe you, and I have a second point, which is that someday someone is going to cast that man as King Arthur, and I am going to
shut
lose
up.
I'm obsessed with this idea, Maddie. I've been obsessed with this idea for like 2 years.
God.
Chiwetel Ejiofor looks like a king.
Oh,
He looks
does.
like a king. He carries himself like a king. Like, I just need him to be Arthur, okay?
Fuck kings, but like
I mean, like, fuck the monarchy, but also I
would
him
fuck that
to
king
be
in
King
particular.
Arthur.
That fell apart on me because I'm just kind of losing my mind.
I don't even know where this is going anymore.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
I love King Arthur. You know this about me, but I just fucking love King Arthur so much.
I do.
What a story.
I do. There are, like, not all period films are, like, serious. Like, there are, like, irreverent period films, and I wish there were more because I think they're great. Like, man, I haven't seen Sofia Coppola's Marie Antoinette, like, since I was old enough to actually have a sense of taste. So I really have no idea of how well it worked, but the so many things about that movie are like, there is no effort to hide that it has a very like mid-2000s take on this historical period, which I think is interesting. I think it's cool when stories are like, hey, I want to borrow this historical time period and kind of pick it up and look at it with my, 2019 eyes and see if I can pick something out that resonates, that'll tell me something about both the period when the film is set and the period when it's made. Which, like, if you want to talk about that, which this is a subject for an upcoming episode, probably a very quickly upcoming episode, because there is a Snake People at the Movies episode coming out on my birthday, and the Twitter poll was for doing Kenneth Branagh movies, so we're hopefully going to be able to make that happen. Kenneth Branagh's Henry V is an adaptation of Henry V, but it is also a movie about the Troubles in Ireland. It just is. It is a movie about the destabilization of British national identity that came from watching British soldiers like violently crack down on British subjects in Northern Ireland who maybe didn't want to be British subjects anymore, but because Henry V has so much to do with the legitimacy of a British monarch and like British authority. That's just like a thing. That was my last brain cell.
There it goes. It was gone. Well, it went out on a good point, so
I'm sorry, Maddie.
No, it's okay. I'm sorry, because I was half listening and half reading the Wikipedia article for Marie Antoinette 2006.
Oh, nice.
I was trying to remember because I made the point in the Google Doc about that movie, and you basically just said this, where I was like, I like the idea, and I would like to see more costume dramas that were keeping the trappings, but recontextualizing for a modern audience to try and make them like a little bit more accessible. I think that concept is very interesting, and I think it would be, I don't know if it's necessarily always easy to do, but that doesn't mean it's not worth trying. So yeah. That's just what I was thinking about. Also, Jason fucking Schwartzman plays the husband, the king.
Yeah, he does.
Which
he
like fucked up
Louis the 18th, which like fucked up.
Yup,
True.
Fucked up, but true.
Oh, I have one more thought.
Yes.
Blah blah.
This is the last one.
What I found it. I found one more. We found one more brain cell that hadn't made it out of the building yet. Specifically, it's about the classic upstairs downstairs thing, not the piece of media, which I think is a television show entitled Upstairs Downstairs.
Yes.
One, everybody stop what they're doing and go watch Gosford Park.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, because I haven't seen that movie in forever, but I've been
Gosford
thinking
Park
about
is
it.
amazing.
So, yeah.
I have this theory, and it has to do circling back to Downton Abbey. And it is that, so just for context to remind people, I've worked in grocery stores for basically like the last 5 years, which, like, in case if anybody wants to A, find me a better job, or B, kill me, please do. And there is just this thing that I have noticed, because I can't actually turn my brain off while I'm at my terrible service job. There's a lot of sort of middle-aged people, and yes, it's mostly middle-aged white women, not gonna lie, where there's a lot of people who really want to treat service workers like servants.
Yeah.
And I just think that this is this ongoing sort of fantasy escape for people who are middle class, where they just they're like, especially women, you know, they're like not supported enough at home. They have, you know, they're doing an unfair share of domestic work and child rearing work and all of these things, but they are socialized out of blaming their spouse, who should be doing the fair share of it. And so they just escape into these fantasies of having servants who may not always behave, but do not fundamentally seem to hate them. Like the people in Downton Abbey, like the I mean, yeah, I've never seen the show, but like the servants don't like unilaterally hate their employers.
No, they never. I mean, they never do. And this is something I mentioned where I was like, I feel like it's so weird with upstairs, downstairs. Something I can't connect to is we're supposed to sympathize with the people upstairs, and I never do. I never like them. They're always rich people. I'm always like, I'm like, I would be the downstairs people. They're always the ones I'm interested in.
Yeah.
And I can never understand why they don't just hate their fucking bosses. Because these people are more or less are like super unaware of like the realities of life, and they're worried about like who's gonna get the house when I die. And I'm like, what? I'm trying just to survive.
Yeah, it's just an interesting like whose fantasy are these movies?
Yeah, and
question.
It's not mine, I guess, is what I realized, that it's so fucking weird to be like, oh, we're supposed to identify with the people who are upstairs.
Yeah, and we just, you know.
And I doubt.
Neither do I.
I identify with the gay one who's downstairs.
Yeah. Or the third option that you and I both take, which is in the Edwardian drama about college-age young men. You and I are both the sort of like one who turns out to be gay and then dies in the trenches.
Oh yeah, no, you die of consumption and I die of the trenches, and both of us are gay. Yeah.
Yep, it's true.
I thought you were going to say the third option, which is we are the people who live in the town who are totally separate from all that fucking drama, but sometimes we show up and we're like, what is happening?
I mean, also
and then we
true.
Leave.
Also true. We are the, you know, like emerging middle class like professionals who show up to like, you know, deliver some handcrafted furniture, go, wow, this is fucking whack, and then leave.
And then we leave. Yep. But that being said, I am definitely writing a big long fic right now that's upstairs, downstairs, because I still am very interested in the idea of upstairs, downstairs, so...
Oh, for sure.
So whatever, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, like, do they get me every time? Yeah, of course they do. Like, I love period pieces. Notoriously.
Yeah, here's the tagline of the show is, we'll critique many things we watch, but that doesn't mean we're not fucking watching them. Just do them better. Make it upstairs, downstairs, where I'm supposed to sympathize with the downstairs.
Honestly, that's pretty much Gosford Park, Maddie. You should watch Gosford Park again.
I know. There's so many movies I need to see again. I need to see Maurice. That's higher up on the list.
Yeah!
I've never seen Maurice, and I need to see Maurice.
Okay,
We sell it at work, and every time I read the review card, that's basically like, this is the first time they wrote a book where, like, a man could be happy with another man. I'm just like, in the fiction section at work. Ain't that just the way?
All right. Do you want to...
All right. Any double features? I don't know. I feel like the only recommendation should be like just fucking watch North and South. I think it's on
just do
Amazon
it.
Video or something.
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix? Great, better.
I think so.
It's on Netflix.
I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix. Yeah, watch that. Watch oh man, I didn't think about unusual double features real hard. I was just thinking about other shit.
Watch Gosford Park and Clue.
Yes! Boom, there you go.
So on that note, thanks for hanging out with us here on Sneople at the Movies from the Infinity Break Network. Check out infinitybreak.net for more awesome content, and come hit us up on Twitter at people_snake, or shoot us an email at sneopleatthemovies@gmail.com. Our amazing music was done by Johnny Ronaldo, who you can find at Johnny Ronaldo on Twitter. Our Snooper Snazzy logo was designed by Bethany Leuthold, who you can find at bethanyleuthold.wixsite.com. That is Bethany LEUTHOLD.WIXSITE.com. If you've got a subject you want to hear us talk about, a movie you think we absolutely need to see, or any choice period piece gay pining to recommend, come say hello. This is episode 19. We're getting a little bit further into the game, but we still appreciate any reviews you can leave on iTunes, any way you can share the show. We would really love that. We also, our network has a Discord where you could talk about Sneople if you want. We've also got some tabletop shows. We're also just chatting about like whatever. We're talking about comics, we're talking about memes, we're talking about video games, all that good stuff. You can find it at bit.ly/Infinity Talks with a capital I and a capital T. And as always, thank you for listening, and we'll see you at the movies.